Okay, Jane. So please tell us, first of all, how does it work out that the WHO became the ruler of the world in health matters? How did that happen?
Well, that's a kind of a mystery I'm trying to unravel, but there's all these sort of little clauses embedded in legislation which allows them, in the event of a pandemic that they themselves declare, to assume control of the health infrastructure of countries and the security infrastructure of countries. And they more or less take over the whole decision-making process in the event of a pandemic emergency. And it seems every single country has these little clauses in their pandemic plans that hands over power to WHO in Europe and, of course, in the USA and Canada. So, I mean, how this happened, I have no idea. The media didn't report on it, so we're just sort of discovering these laws right now.
But we have a new dictator of the world, and her name is Dr. Chan, apparently.
It really looks like they have the legislation in place to take over the world. I mean, in the event of a pandemic, WHO takes over all 194 countries.
And from what I understand, this was done very covertly. All of these signatory countries have their own little health minister or whatever they call them, and they apparently all met together at some point, and they all signed an agreement that they would give the WHO this power. And as you stated very clearly, this was not reported in the mainstream media. I mean, this is like such an important world event. You know, it's unbelievable, especially as you say, that they have the power to declare a pandemic. They have a power to force mass inoculation with a pandemic virus all over the globe. And nobody heard about this. It's truly amazing. Now, let me just ask you, because in that very important letter that you sent to this minion, which I'm sure sent her to the bathroom for a few days, you actually put her on notice and asked her specifically for multiple different things. Let me just read them quickly. The study she has done on the swine flu vaccine she intends to inoculate the U.S. population with, information as to the genetic sequence of the swine flu strain detected by WHO in victims in the outbreaks in Mexico and America so far, information as to which companies who have contracted to provide the vaccine. Ding, ding, ding. That's a very important one, because if Baxter's in that list, and we know it is, that's kind of strange, since they're supposed to be investigating Baxter for releasing 72 kilograms of live bird flu to Europe. You also asked her for a detailed account of all the safety procedures and independent reviews that WHO has put into place for ensuring that any vaccine meets recognized standards of safety and quality, which, of course, there are none, especially in regards to cancer, and documents proving that she has the legal authority in the case of a pandemic to declare such and enforce mass vaccinations. And you actually gave her a deadline. Let's see, it was in April. I'm not seeing the deadline right now. Oh, Monday, April 27th. Did Dr. Chan respond to your request?
See, she certainly never responded to my request, and the problem is that WHO was the one that supplied Baxter with the virus that Baxter then used to contaminate 72 kilos of influenza material. So we see Baxter working hand in glove with the vaccine companies to actually produce this contaminated material and distribute it. It's kind of like the linchpin in this organized crime organization, and I think the health ministers seem to be agents of this organization. They're certainly not working for the ordinary people. They're working for the interests of WHO. So
Jane, I just want to repeat, if I could, because that is such an important statement that you made. People, listen to what she just said, that WHO provided the virus. They provided the virus. They're growing the virus. And they have contracts with all of these bioweapon labs, of which there's 1,088 in the United States alone, the CDC being one of the main ones. They provided the virus that has caused the outbreak that's mixed up with all the rest of the stuff, you know, the human, swine, bird combo that could never happen in nature. And then they declare a pandemic